against Bitcoin.
It's going up forever.
You're against Bitcoin, you're against freedom.
Yo, welcome to Simply Bitcoin Live. We're your number one source for the peaceful Bitcoin revolution, for breaking news, culture, manic warfare. We will be your guide through the separation of money and state. Speaking of the separation of money and state, pretty crazy news coming out of the United Kingdom. It seems like Chase UK to block Bitcoin and altcoin payments, citing fraud scams. Starting October 16th, the bank will decline customer attempts to make payments related to crypto assets. We also have the screenshot of the supposed email that was sent out. Now, you know, they cite fraud and they cite all these reasons, but remember what I told you guys yesterday about the iron law of central banker and politician projection? Maybe it applies to bankers too, that they accuse us of what they are guilty of themselves. So Chase doesn't exactly have the cleanest track record in terms of the things that they've been involved with. But again, I think that this is a warning shot across the bow, just like when Apple forced Nostr to remove Zaps from the platform. It highlights the fact that a lot of people, the way that they get their Bitcoin is through payment platforms, brokers, right, that connect with the traditional financial system. And this is why Corey wrote that piece, The Race to Avoid the War. The way that we really avoid this is the way that we really avoid this is by pushing mass adoption very quickly. Because the more we push mass adoption, it becomes a forcing function, right? So if a politician is running on an anti-Bitcoin stance, then if the majority of the population or a big portion of the population are holding Bitcoin, obviously that politician is not going to run on that stance. In fact, there's politicians that are now running on a pro-Bitcoin, anti-CBDC stance because of Bitcoin's popularity in the mainstream. So, yeah, this is a warning. This is a shot across the bow. And, you know, Chase is a big bank. I know it's only happening in the UK, but there are also things that are happening in the UK that they're quite also, you know, shots across the bow. The so-called UK Online Safety Bill is, you know, it's pretty scary. Like that letter that Parliament sent Russell Brand asking for Russell Brand to be demonetized. Man, oh man, you know, that's what I got to say about that. So, yeah, that's where we are. We're going to break down all the details from Chase, you know, their track record of some things that some sketchy things that they've been involved in themselves. And yeah, it's going to be a good show overall. We're going to break it down. Remember, guys, this is the separation of money and state. I want to bring up my legendary co-host, always optimistic. How you doing, Opti?
I'm doing wonderful, bro. Had a couple cups of coffee. Now I get to hang out with my buddy talking about Bitcoin. What? How could I be bad? You know, life's great. Life is wonderful. I hope you guys are having a good day out there. Good start of your morning. Good morning, everyone. And yeah, crazy news coming out from the UK and Jamie Dimon and Chase. So we will see what happens from this. And obviously, I've said it before, and I think we were talking about this yesterday in Spaces all day. Just the standard playbook coming out, you know, FUD Bitcoin so that they can stack their bags and obviously protect you from yourself, citizen. So just very interesting stuff. And then on that note, I've been meaning to do what I normally do. So I'm reminding you guys, I'm here once again to talk about Bitcoin wallets that I like, that I think you guys should be downloading. We've had people in the chat asking if this wallet's good, is that wallet good? Well, I am not the arbiter of what the best wallets are. So maybe during the culture, guys, drop what you think your best and favorite wallets are. And I even got a bunch of hardware wallets here. I will name the names, guys, and we'll get you what I think are the best wallets so you guys can download them. And of course, I'll do this every once in a while as more people come on the show, as I see more people asking the same questions. So forgive me, guys, if I am repeating myself, but there's people asking these questions in the chat every single day now. So we're going to do Beauty on Proud today and talk about wallets.
Absolutely, man. Dude, I love that. So guys, the taking self-custody is the revolution. Like that's just the reality of it. And, if you take self-custody of your Bitcoin, you're part of this thing, whether you realize it or not. Like that's how powerful this movement is, because it's all about taking back your financial sovereignty. And, Elizabeth Warren is saying the quiet part out loud. She's basically saying like, hey, like, with the proposed bill that she introduced in Congress that she just got 9 other senators to support. Obviously, the probability of this bill passing is pretty low, but still in that bill, like it literally specifically targets, quote unquote, the unhosted wallets. And the reason that they call them unhosted is to try to make it like as if unhosted is abnormal and the hosted wallets are normal. And the hosted wallets are a lot easier for them to co-opt, right? Because it's just a central thing that they can just reach out and say, look, guys, you have to give me that Bitcoin. You have to censor that Bitcoin. But if millions upon millions of individuals are holding their own keys, it becomes very difficult for the government to enforce a ban, number one, and number two, to crack down and seize all these people's Bitcoin. Like that's just a reality. So if you take self-custody of your Bitcoin, and if enough people do, if a big portion of the population does it, then what it will inevitably do is move the balance of power, right? From the state back to the individual. And I don't think we've lived in an era in human history like that, and that's why we bring up the book, The Sovereign Individual, so much. Anyways, it's going to be a great show. Really looking forward to it. Opti, did you say what we're going to talk about during the culture? Yeah, we're going to talk about wallets and self-custody. Okay, I'm excited. Let's do it, everybody.
The Bitcoin numbers.
Is your Bitcoin in cold storage really secure? Is your seed phrase really secure? Stamp Seed's do-it-yourself kit has everything you need to hammer your seed words into commercial-grade titanium plates instead of just writing them on paper. Don't store your generational wealth on paper. Paper is prone to water damage, fire damage. You want to put your generational wealth on one of the strongest metals on planet Earth, titanium. Your words are actually stamped into this metal plate with this hammer and these letter stamps. And once your words are in, they aren't going anywhere. No risk of the plate breaking apart and pieces falling everywhere. Titanium stamped seeds will survive nearly triple the heat produced by a house fire. They're also crush-proof, waterproof, non-corrosive, and time-proof. All things that paper is not, allowing you to hodl your Bitcoin with peace of mind for the long haul. Stamp your seed on Stamp Seed. All right, everybody. Yeah, sorry, I did not sleep last night. I was up till 3 a.m.
I'm trolling Nico. Nico fried this morning.
Anyways, guys, I made it easy for you guys. Scan the QR code on your screen, and it will take you directly to the Stamp Seed website where you can store your generational wealth on one of the strongest metals on planet Earth, titanium. Use promo code SIMPLY to get 15% off anything on the Stamp Seed website. At the time of recording, the Bitcoin price is 26,230 sats per dollar, 3,812. Block height, 809,449. Blocks to halving, 30,551. Halving estimate, April 21st, 2024, total Lightning Network capacity, 4,404 Bitcoin, capacity value, 115 million US dollars, realized monetary inflation, 1.75%, the market capitalization of Bitcoin, $511 billion with a B, Bitcoin versus gold market cap, 3.98%. Realized monetary inflation is my favorite stat out of all this because it continues to embarrass fiat currencies, and that number is going down forever, Laura. He didn't say that, but it still sounds kind of good. Anyways, everybody, I want to play you this video that was posted by Jameson Lopp. And here's Ron Paul, the man, the myth, the legend himself. He started the movement in the United States. He started the whole rhetoric of ending the Fed, identifying the issues of the government being able to print money for free that everyone else has to work for. Let's take a look at what Ron Paul, the great Ron Paul, has to say.
There is no other power greater than the power over money, the power to create and contract the money supply, the power to control the purchasing power of your money. Throughout history, this has proven to be the most sought-after monopolistic power of man. It has become more sophisticated over the decades and over the centuries, more sophisticated now and more international in scope than ever before. So I see the issue of power and the control over money as being something that we cannot ignore, we must address. I believe closely associated with this is the issue of morality as well. By what moral right do we have to create purchasing power out of thin air? Whether it's done by the creation of credit or Federal Reserve notes, or whether it's the creation of SDRs in an international scope, by what right do they do this? Is it any more moral to dilute the value of your purchasing power of the money you hold in your wallet than it is for the farmer to dilute the milk supply with water? I would say there's an issue of morality here just as strong as the issue of power.
Okay, I mean, with the epic music on top of that, I think hit the nail on the head, right? Talk about morality, talk about, this godlike power that has been sought after, that governments, that states, that kings, they've wanted the control of money. Look, a lot of people don't like having the money conversation because the money conversation, especially in the fiat world, it implies this ugly connotation. Like it's attached. It's like, oh, I don't like to talk about money. You've heard that expression before, right? But the reality is, and my mom's told me this before. She's like, Nico, whether you like it or not, money makes the world go round. And why? Right? That's how every transaction, there's a form of money that's being used. Businesses, if you pay for a good or service, you have to use money, right? Anything that, the microphones we're using right now, the Restream that we're using, YouTube, my laptop, right? All of those things I've had to purchase with money. The exchange for a product for something that I'm buying and I give money in return. And then that's how that business operates. Now, the base layer of society, how it is right now, and how Ron Paul correctly pointed out, is fundamentally corrupted to the bone. It's a broken base layer, and that has very, very deep consequential effects to the rest of society. Even if it's not money related, you can make the case that morality has degraded because of broken money. You can make the case that the pharmaceutical industry has degraded because of, or has been corrupted because of broken money, easy money. You can make the case that the quality of products has gone down because of broken money. If you look at refrigerators from the 1950s, they're made of fucking steel, and those bad boys, some of them, they still work, right? So if you look at the things and products that were made under a sound money standard, those products kind of still, a lot of them still work till this day, right? And that's all about, and why does that happen? Well, because of shrinkflation. And what essentially that means is, obviously, if you are a company, you want to keep your prices around the same level so that you aren't charging your customers more money. Therefore, your sales go down. So then what you do is you start cutting corners. So if you see toilet paper rolls from 5-10 years ago, right? They have more toilet paper rolls in the package than the toilet paper rolls today. Same thing applies to hot dog buns, and same thing applies to products, right? Especially the products that keep the prices at the same, the prices around the same level. So yeah, man, like the inflation, the theft of people's purchasing power, better said, the theft of people's work, time, and energy is horrible. And it enables atrocities. It enables the endless wars. It enables the social programs that you don't agree with. I think it's the primary cause, or one of the primary causes of the crazy wealth inequality in the United States, right? That is literally fiat. Like every time they print money, it's a wealth redistribution mechanism from the haves, from the have-nots to the haves, and also back to the government. They're stealing from you. That's literally what it's about. And this is why Ron Paul is so legendary, and we're standing on the shoulders of giants, because he correctly identified this problem a long time ago, before it was popular. And I remember one of his most famous speeches was talking about, the war in Iraq. And at the time, that was very unpopular, what he was saying. But everything that he said, that he predicted about the Fed, about the war in Iraq, turned out to be true, man. So yeah, this is I think this is common sense for Bitcoiners, because I think that because we're on the Bitcoin standard, I think because of the base layer and the operating system that we're using, because it is anchored to the truth by proof of work, I think it makes not only does it help you economically, but I think it's good for the soul, man. It's good for the soul. I don't know, Opti, is that too much of a stretch? Did I not get enough sleep last night where I'm talking?
No, I mean, I say it all the time, bro. Like, it does sound woo-woo when you say like Bitcoin is good for the soul, but I don't know. My life's gotten so much better since I've gotten on the Bitcoin standard. I just tune out so much noise, because most of the stuff that we do consume from mainstream media, whether it's popular culture or whatever, it's really noise. It's all superficial. And shouts out to Wu-Tang though, because I was reminded of Cream, cash rules everything around me. My mother taught me the same thing, Nico. Maybe it's a Latino thing where it's rude to talk about money, but I just find it, I don't know what the right word is, maybe ironic, that the very thing we're told not to talk about is the very thing that is the problem in the world. And I absolutely love Ron Paul's metaphor of, if you diluted milk with water, people would freak out and call it fraud. And yet no one wants to talk about the fact that printing money is literally diluting your purchasing power with fake IOUs, with paper money. And this is the root of the problem. The people that have the money printer are able to allocate this fake, literally printed out of thin air papers, and purchase real hard assets, and also push money towards things that no one would ever agree to. Like, this is the madness that we are finding ourselves in. And we cannot emphasize this enough on the show, that printing more money makes you poor. Like, full stop. Continuing to double down on this idea, guys, because most people still don't understand the mechanisms of money out there. They don't understand how the fiat world works. They don't understand what their money is. Actually, a little story time. I was having this conversation with my friend. He's also a Bitcoiner. And, we were trying to get our 10K steps in. Shouts out to Stephen Lubka. And we kind of got on the idea of like, man, it really blows my mind that most people do not understand money. They don't understand what's going on in the world right now. And obviously, we kind of concluded that is by design, is because not only is it by design that we don't understand how money works, but also people take for granted the idea of money. Every one of us has grown up with money. We've probably have touched money before we even understood anything about the world. You go buy a candy bar, whatever. So you just take it for granted. You take it for given. And then there comes a point in your adult life where you don't have the money printer on your side and you're struggling for money and you're wondering, how do I get more of this money stuff? And then maybe one day you get to the point where, what is money and what is inflation? And that's the fundamental question that most people need to ask themselves. What is money? Because we take it for granted. We just want more money. None of us ask the very simple question that Bitcoiners have asked. What is money? What is the best money? What money should I want to be holding? Obviously, this is simply Bitcoin, and we think the best money is Bitcoin. And the dilution of your purchasing power by them printing more money. We were covering this in spaces. I think it was September 16th or something. Sometime in the early weeks of this September in the year 2023, we finally passed $33 trillion of debt. I repeat, $33 trillion of debt. And I think since that day, they've printed like $100 billion more in like a week. It's like, what's Foss always says, it's 11th grade math. They can't stop printing money, which means you will not get richer by holding fiat money. You will literally get poorer. This is math. They can't stop printing money. They have to keep printing money to keep the system going. And so I know this may be like rudimentary, elementary for you Bitcoiners that have been around for a while, but as I've been saying, there's a lot of new people catching on to the show, and there's new people wondering what the hell is going on. And it's literally very simple. It's the money. It's always been the money. They are stealing your wealth. They're stealing your future because you are holding melting ice cubes, as Sailor always says. Fiat is not a way to store value. It is literally designed to steal at minimum 2% from you every year. And I think now we're at what, like 4%? Like, this is not sustainable. You need to hold hard assets. And the average person doesn't have money to buy real estate. They don't have money to buy yachts and jewelry and Rolex watches. They need something that they can hold that will not get diluted. And of course, that is Bitcoin. You could literally buy a penny of it. Like you can buy $1. To the people out there that are like, I don't have money to buy assets, you can literally start buying $1 of Bitcoin a day. Obviously, you're going to have to up your cash flows, but you need to hold assets. You need to hold hard assets, things that cannot be diluted. And of course, the best way for the average person to do that is to hold Bitcoin. And even on the other side, we've seen what Sailor's been doing. He's a billionaire and he's like, yeah, I need more of this Bitcoin stuff because they can't dilute my purchasing power. It's so simple. It's always been about the money. The more they dilute the money, the poorer you will get, the harder your life will get. You want to live a good life. You need to hold some Bitcoin. You might want to catch some just in case it catches on. Anyways, my rant's over today, Nico. I love this topic because it's so simple. And this is the fundamental question that most people need to ask themselves. What is money? Why am I getting poorer? Why is it hard for me to buy groceries? Why is the same bag of groceries I was buying last year cost more? Well, your purchasing power is dwindling because they are printing obscene amount of money. Tell your mother, your grandmother, your friends, your girlfriends, whoever. Everyone needs to know this fundamental basic axiom of society and the economy. The more they print, the poorer you get. It's this simple. This is the basic problem, guys.
100%. Guys, I want to give a shout out to our sponsor, Bitcoin 2024. It's going to be in Nashville, Tennessee this year, July 25th through the 27th, 2024. Get your tickets quickly. For a GA, you can get your ticket for $349, for an industry pass, $849, for a whale pass, $4,749. You definitely don't want to miss the biggest Bitcoin conference of the year. Bitcoin 2024, the year of the halving, Nashville, Tennessee, July 25th through the 27th, 2024. You can use promo code SIMPLY to get yourself a major discount to Bitcoin 2024. All right, everybody, let's get to the news.
The Daily News.
I want to give a shout out to our sponsor, Foundation Devices. It's self-custody done right. They built a premium grade hardware wallet called Passport right here in the US. It's fully open source and verifiable. It's the most intuitive Bitcoin wallet designed with a UX reminiscent of a simple feature phone. So you will know how to navigate it and use it the moment you pick it up. Get your Bitcoin off exchanges and into your own hands in just a few minutes. Experience the peace of mind that comes with taking ownership of your own keys. After a massive sellout during Bitcoin Miami 2023, the Passport is back in stock at foundationdevices.com. Bitcoin only, open source verifiable, completely air-gapped security model, gorgeous design craft, premium grade materials. If you're thinking about getting your Bitcoin off exchanges, this is the one for you. Check out the Passport link in the show notes below to learn more. All right, everybody, let's get to today's news. But first, I made it super easy for you guys. Scan the QR code on your screen right now. It will take you directly to the Foundation Devices website where you can get yourself a Passport hardware wallet. You definitely don't want to miss out. All right, guys, today, this is the big news. This was an email that was sent out to one of Chase's customers in the United Kingdom. I said, Chase hates Bitcoin. Chase hates freedom. Chase hate humanity. It's a very strong statement, but I stand by it. Anyways, it goes on to say, our policy around crypto is changing. Here's what it means for you. Hi, to help keep your money safe from fraud and scams, we're changing the types of payments you can make from Chase. From 16 October 2023, if we think you're making a payment related to crypto assets, we'll decline it. If you'd still like to invest in crypto assets, you can try using a different bank or provider instead. But please be cautious, as you may not be able to get the money back if the payment ends up being related to fraud or scam. Please head to our website for more info about how to protect your money. We've made this decision because fraudsters are increasingly using crypto assets to steal large sums of money from people. Declining these payments is one of the ways we're helping keep you and your money safe, right? This comes from the same banks that charge you a monthly fee, right? Just to keep your money there while they make money off of your money. This also, what about keeping your money safe from inflation, right? That's never talked about. And not to mention, also, Chase has not necessarily the best track record. Here was the infamous case that came out a couple years ago. Ship seized in $1.3 billion cocaine bust is owned by JP Morgan Chase. I'm not even kidding. Okay, maybe JP Morgan didn't know about that, but they definitely knew about this, which is JP Morgan Chase & Co. agrees to pay $920 million in connection with schemes to defraud precious metals and U.S. Treasuries markets. It goes on to say, so again, right, so this bank, right, whether, it's the drug bust that was related to a ship that they owned, you could say, okay, maybe they didn't know anything about that. You can't deny the fact that, look, they're, apparently they defrauded some of their customers. They defrauded the market. You don't really hear them talking about that. And, this is a troubling trend. This is a trend that has been going on for a while now, at least here in the United States. And Nick Carter wrote this very, very famous piece, Operation Choke Point 2.0, where he laid out all the different moves, whether by Senator Elizabeth Warren, Signature Bank, the Fed, FDIC, joint statement on the risk to banks engaging with crypto, right? Silvergate stock falls, Binance, the Federal Reserve denies crypto bank Custodia 2-year application. So it goes on and on and on and on about different things, that has been happening over a multitude of things. And remember, Caitlin Long came on Simply Bitcoin IRL, and she made the case that the Custodia, her bank, her Bitcoin and altcoin bank, was denied a federal banking charter, which would make her competitive with the rest of the banking industry. And that order came directly from the White House. So I wonder how much this Chase block on Bitcoin and crypto payments and altcoin payments, I wonder how much is it politically motivated, because these are the same words and this is the same framing that the Biden administration used, that the governments have been using as to why Bitcoin is so dangerous and crypto is so dangerous, right? They cite fraud, they cite financial stability, and that is very, very similar. Now, we always say on the show, Bitcoin or slavery, right? And I truly, truly mean that. I think we're heading into this world, and I think this is just another warning, right? This chase to block crypto payments, right? So now a bank is choosing what you can and what you can't do with your money, right? And there's this law that was passed in the UK. And it's always under safety, right? They love that word. Chase used that word. The UK Parliament used that word, online safety bill. And that has empowered the UK government to censor speech and censor people that they don't like. Here's an article from Exposed News. Rumble could be banned in UK law under new online safety laws. Why are they going after Rumble? Well, Rumble specifically denied the request by the Parliament, which was written saying, look, this was we read this to you guys a couple days ago, a request made by Parliament to Russell Brand to demonetize his content. And Rumble denied it. So Like when we mean Bitcoin or slavery, we're not exaggerating. If they can't even trust you with information, if they're not okay with certain information, what makes you think they're going to be okay with you using your own money, independent money out of their control? So this is another step. This is another warning shot across the bow. How long until another big bank follows? How long until potentially all banks follow? And this is precisely why we have to win the race to avoid the war. Anyways, Opti, what's your thought on all this, brother?
Yeah, well, to be honest, Nico, I think you were a little too nice to them. I mean, of course the banks are here to protect you, citizen. Like, how can we even doubt this? No, I mean, guys, like, come on. We already know. And I say it all the time. We brought the receipts on the show. The real criminals use fiat. The real criminals are the bankers, if we're being, very honest here. And kind of a contrarian take here. Criminals are always on the cutting edge of technology, and of course they want the best money in the world. So maybe there is an insight there to the Chase email. And like, again, guys, I've been saying this for a while. We know the standard blue playbook. Sorry. FUD Bitcoin, stack your bags, finally embrace Bitcoin and let it run and let the price go up and everyone profit. And maybe I'm misremembering, but Jamie Dimon has been very anti-Bitcoin for a long time, but I thought I saw something about him being somewhat favorable recently. Again, maybe I'm misremembering and conflating some other banker out there. But of course the bankers don't want you holding Bitcoin. And furthermore, this is them shooting themselves in the foot. Like, people are going to want Bitcoin, and it just goes to show that people do want Bitcoin if they're trying to stop the exit route. Again, what did Chrissy Lagarde say? If there's an exit route, people will use it, so we have to stop it. So, we constantly talk about the separation of money and state. And for the people out there that may not be able to connect the dots, considering Chase is a private company and they can do whatever they want, let's not forget that we basically living in a corporatocracy. Corporations call the shots. Corporations own everything. They're the ones paying the bills, guys. So, this is obviously, and again, you brought up the Nick Carter article, and we had Caitlin Long on here talk about Custodia a lot of times. And of course, the powers that be will try to stop the on and off ramps. And of course, the banks are going to try to stop the on and off ramps, because an outright attack from the state is obviously bad PR in their regards, because I say it all the time. Anyone that tries to stop you from using Bitcoin, that is either a corporation or a state, just proves our point. In general, you want to have a money that is outside of their control, that is censorship resistant, that literally a small cabal of people can't stop. Like, this is a feature, not a bug. So of course they don't want Bitcoin to gain traction. And as I always say, can't ban Bitcoin, can only ban yourself from Bitcoin. So if Chase doubles down on this, it's their own destruction, and they're making their own bed, and they'll have to have fun staying poor eventually, because people want Bitcoin. The silver lining here is people want Bitcoin, and they're literally trying to alter human behavior. Obviously, the market out there is people wanting Bitcoin. Of course, they're going to roll out an example of scammers and fraudsters want your Bitcoin, so we're going to protect you, when really the signal here is they're probably seeing a lot of capital outflows going towards crypto or Bitcoin companies and shitcoin companies, and they're trying to stop the exit route. And we see this happen all the time, guys. And as you can see, there's been more and more interest since the last bull run in the corporate press and mainstream consciousness around Bitcoin. So they're going to do anything they can to slow this from happening, which is, of course, try to stop the on and off ramps. But Bitcoiners will find a way. Humans will find a way to use the best money possible, because we are getting poorer by using their money. So why would we stop using Bitcoin when it's the only safety net we have? It's the only exit route that is possible right now. So, Chase wants to double down, stop UK citizens from downloading Bitcoin. On the one hand, it just shows that UK citizens do want Bitcoin. And on the other hand, it just shows how much of a shithole the UK is. Like, they do not like freedom at all over there. And there was one signal in there that is very interesting, that they even said it in that email. They said something on the lines, if you don't like this, find another bank. Oh, yeah, of course. Like,
yeah, but what happens if there is no other banks? Like, that's the
point.
issue.
Yeah, I know. Someone was saying in the chat that literally no UK banks allow you to buy Bitcoin or shitcoins. And that's, that is the threat here. And of course, a coordinated attack from all the private entities will inevitably lead to them coordinating against Bitcoin. And it just goes to show, like, peer-to-peer payments are the way. You need to get Bitcoin any way possible. Provide your services for Bitcoin, transact with your friends in Bitcoin, do whatever you can to get Bitcoin. Like, they cannot stop this. They can only shoot themselves in the foot. But it really does go to show that there is a very nefarious and dark coordination out there for people to stop Bitcoin. And it just goes to show why we need Bitcoin in the first place. A money that is outside of their control, that they cannot dilute, that is censorship resistant. What more do you need? Like, to me, this is pure signal that people need to hold Bitcoin. And it really makes me wonder whether people, the average person out there, will see this news story and be like, oh, yeah, Bitcoin's dangerous. Or like us contrarian, maybe negative people in regards to the governments and stuff. It's like, wow, this is my cue for me getting more Bitcoin. Like, this is my cue for me understanding Bitcoin. And actually, Nico, I was hoping you'd play that Russell Brand video. Maybe I'll do it tomorrow. That was going around where he was talking about all this stuff, and he had a guest on, and he's like, this is the stuff that wakes me up to why I need Bitcoin. And I really just hope that more people are out there when they see this, they don't just eat the headline hook, line, and sinker, and they're like, wait, my spidey senses are tingling, and I might want to get some of this Bitcoin because they are so afraid of it. And it's almost like the banks and the corporations, at least the mega crony capitalists out there, mega crony corporations out there, are the fucking problem. Sorry for cussing, but... man, it seems so simple. It seems so simple to me. And of course, we didn't even touch on the CBDCs. Like, of course, they're going to stop people from going into Bitcoin,
yeah, right,
so that they can eventually roll out a CBDC system.
They want to shut off the escape valve, right? That's for sure. And then most importantly, they don't want competition, right? So it's like Beauty On says Bitcoin or death. I say Bitcoin or slavery. Like, it's becoming, like, incredibly obvious that that's where we're going, right? You can't do what you want to do with your money. They are forcing you, like, under the guise of safety. That was the same reason they passed that bill, to use the money that steals from you. Like, that is absolutely effing bonkers. Like, think about what I just said. That is absurd. That is insane, right? So yeah, man, I don't, like, this is crazy, but this is why taking Bitcoin into self-custody is so important. This is why you should learn how to deal with peer-to-peer transactions, because I think that this transitionary period from a fiat standard to a Bitcoin standard might be a bumpy one. Anyways, guys, before we get into the culture, I want to give a very special shout out to our sponsor, Kaboom Racks. The news is brought to you by Kaboom Racks. Looking for the best place to buy Bitcoin miners? Your answer, Kaboom Racks. Get the top deals, the best prices, repair and hosting services all in one place. Get started through our affiliate link down below. Launch your mining journey with Kaboom Racks today. If you scan the QR code on your screen right now, it'll take you directly to the Kaboom Racks Telegram group, and that's where you're going to find the best deals on the latest Bitcoin ASICs and Bitcoin miners. So check out Kaboom Racks today. All right, everybody, let's get to the culture.
The Daily Culture.
Brought to you by SwanBitcoin.com. Swan is the best way to build your Bitcoin stack with automated Bitcoin savings plans and instant purchases, serving clients of any size from $10 to $10 million. We love Swan because they incentivize self-custody and dollar cost averaging. What are you waiting for? Visit SwanBitcoin.com today.
All right, guys. Before I do this bit, drop your favorite wallets, but whether they're mobile, desktop, hardware wallets, in the chat, and we'll go through some of them as well. So I've been seeing a lot of people talking in our chat, new people, new names, they keep asking me, what do you think about this wallet? Is this wallet good? You know, should I get, like, what about a paper wallet? You know, what should I be doing? Is this wallet safe? And I constantly try to do this bit. Well, I don't try. I do this bit constantly on the show. I think it used to be like every 3 months. Now it's becoming like every other month. I might have to do this like every other week now for people out there, all the new people coming. And there's levels to this. As we're talking about on today's show, the fundamental thing you guys need to be doing is taking Bitcoin into self-custody. I really don't care how you get Bitcoin. You'll hear people in the chat say get only non-KYC Bitcoin. We understand that there's some people out there that can only get KYC Bitcoin because of the way my bank account's set up. I understand. Personally, I really don't care. Get Bitcoin any way possible. KYC, non-KYC, peer-to-peer. I have my friend Vikingo trolling me right now on Twitter saying me trying to get paid in Bitcoin. If you can provide your services and skills and goods for Bitcoin, do that. You know, pay your friends back in Bitcoin. So to me, it doesn't matter how you get Bitcoin. Just need to hold on to Bitcoin, because the constant problem going on right now is your fiat, whether that's the American dollar or any other paper money in the world, is constantly getting debased. This is the fundamental problem. So you want to hold some money that cannot be debased. So if you are, holding some Bitcoin on an exchange right now, well, personally, the meme is it is not your Bitcoin, not your keys, not your Bitcoin. You want to hold Bitcoin under your own custody. As we say, self-custody. I'm kind of leaning towards just you want to hold Bitcoin in custody, in personal custody. And by that, it means, you need to have 12 to 24 words that you can always recover to get back to, handling your Bitcoin. And usually, I think this does come in steps. I think there's an incremental process to taking custody of your Bitcoin and withdrawing your Bitcoin from an exchange. Usually, I think the best route for most people is downloading a wallet on your phone. Mobile wallets, hot wallets, they may not be the safest for long-term storage, but I think any custody is better than leaving them on an exchange. So first and foremost, guys, at the very least, download a Bitcoin wallet on your smartphone and take your Bitcoin off the exchange. But of course, I will kind of give you some best practices. Actually, I'll do it right now. Usually the best way to do this, guys, is, download a wallet. I'm going to give you what I think the best wallets are. And then you send a little bit amount of Bitcoin, like $1, $5, just something that is minor. Send it to your wallet. Make sure your seed's backed up. Literally reset your wallet after you've written the words, and make sure you can access that $1 to $5 of Bitcoin. And once you get there, then send all of your Bitcoin over. That's like PSA. That's like basics, simple basics, guys. You want to be able to back up your Bitcoin. Make sure that your seed phrase is backed up correctly so that you can access your Bitcoin. Correctly said. Okay, so first and foremost, what wallets do I like? I see people are telling some stuff in the chat, and I'll cover those after I'm stopped ranting. Personally, I think my daily driver right now, and it's been for a while, is Blue Wallet, but I also use Green Wallet, and there's Nunchuck, which is absolutely incredible. And those are mainly on-chain wallets, BTC layer 1. And then for some of you that are a little more advanced, maybe want to move Bitcoin a little quickly around, there is Lightning wallets that also have on-chain capabilities to them. There's Moon Wallet, there's Breeze Wallet, there's a Wallet of Satoshi. Yes, I know it's custodial, but hey, it works. And if you're sending a normie to a Bitcoin wallet, you want it to work, guys. You want it to be quick. So don't get too ideological. Don't get lost in the weeds on a normie. Just send them to like Blue Wallet or Wallet of Satoshi. That's probably the best things you guys could be doing for your normie friends. I know there's trade-offs, and you're going to have to eventually tell them all the trade-offs, but you want it to work on their first go. But if you're a Bitcoiner here and your Bitcoin's been on an exchange, then all these mobile wallets will work for you. Again, try them, download them, see which ones you like the best, and then start propagating those Bitcoin wallets and get more people to download. So again, there's Blue Wallet, there's Green Wallet, there's Nunchuck, there's Moon, there's Breeze, there's Wallet of Satoshi, there's Phoenix. And if you have your own Lightning node, then download Zeus. And my newest favorite wallet, shouts out to my boys over at Mutiny Wallet. It still is in beta, but I absolutely love the wallet and I support my friends. So those are mobile wallets that I recommend, and I'll see what you guys are saying in the chat as well. Next, there's desktop wallets. This is a good way to kind of straddle the line between a hot wallet and a cold wallet. Of course, there's Bitcoin Core. Download Bitcoin Core. I feel like that's a rite of passage. Everyone should download Bitcoin Core. Download the entire blockchain. You know, get into initial block download. You can even prune it. You don't need that much access or that much space on your computer. Every computer that is on the market can download Bitcoin Core. Then there's like what Nico likes. Nico's an Electrum junkie. He's Electrum maxi. He's been using it forever. Doesn't want to change. Hard-headed Bitcoiner. Highly recommend it. My newest favorite ones, which I think have a lot of capabilities, I think most of you guys should download, is Spectre or Sparrow. Actually, I'm more of a Sparrow maxi than Spectre, but Spectre's been improving a lot. So again, on your desktop, on your laptop, download either Bitcoin Core, Electrum, Spectre, or Sparrow. Those are the ones I recommend. I'm sure there's some new ones on the block. I haven't tested all the wallets, but that is what I would be using. That's what I'd recommend friends to use. Again, there's trade-offs. Some have nicer interfaces. Some have other capabilities. Just try them yourself, guys. And some are just tried, true, and tested, like Bitcoin Core and Electrum. Next is hardware wallets. And again, there's a lot on the market. You might have your own favorite ones. I am just telling you the ones that I've used, the ones that I literally have right here with me, and they are coming at different price points, guys. And I'll do some honorable mentions as well. Of course, everyone knows that Blockstream Jade was one of our sponsors. I got the transparent green one here. For the price point, the Blockstream Jade might be the best entry point for the person that maybe doesn't have an obscene amount of Bitcoin, but also wants to take Bitcoin into self-custody using a hardware wallet or a hardware signing device. I think they're $50 still. Like, for that price point, you kind of can't beat it. The next, for similar price points, is the Seed Signer. We have a lot of friends that are Seed Signer maxis. I literally built this one myself. You can download the parts off the shelves. Again, there's some trade-offs, but if you're going to Uncle Jim your friends and family, a Seed Signer might be the best one because you could literally, it's stateless. You can literally add as many wallets on this as possible. You can even pass it around to your friends and they won't be able to access your Bitcoin. Seed Signer and Jade on the lower end of the price spectrums, probably your best choice if you are just getting your toes wet into Bitcoin self-custody using hardware wallets. The next ones is, of course, I have, the foundations. Passport by Foundation Device. They're our newest sponsor. I think this thing is sexy. It looks so pretty. It looks like an old Nokia phone, and everyone trolls us like, "Oh, can you play Snake on it?" I don't know. Can we? I wish we could.
I think you can.
Yeah, right. Like,
I
these
think
things are
you
just
can.
sexy. Like, these things are just cool. They look cool. They look very normie friendly. A normie will look at this and understand.
Source. They're open source.
Yeah. Exactly. Do the whole plug, Nico. Do you have the whole plug?
Yeah, dude, they're open source. Obviously, I've known the founder for a very, very long time. He's a great guy, great entrepreneur. This is the second iteration. Highly recommend this hardware wallet. They have a concierge service, so like if you're new to Bitcoin and all this stuff is like daunting to you, you can set up a call with them and they'll walk you through self-custody, all that. And then there's an app that you can connect with the foundation hardware wallet called Envoy.
Yeah.
And, that makes it extremely easy just to kind of deal with the device and whatnot. So, yeah, definitely recommend the Passport by Foundation. You can check out the video. So you can check out the description in the video. You can check out the link in the video description.
All right. Next one is probably what every Bitcoiner's favorite hardware wallet is out there. It's the Cold Card. It's basically the industry standard, and probably this is the one you guys are all recommending. The thing about these ones is their price points. These ones are in around like the 150. I know the foundation is around $200 with all the nicks and gadgets. I forget how much the Cold Card is, but I think it's around like $140. But you're gonna have to buy some add-ons and stuff, and you can buy multi-sig packages and all that stuff. And again, multi-sig, you can connect them all together and use them for multi-sig setup, and you don't have to trust any single wallet manufacturer. This is the way. The next ones are kind of the honorable mentions. There's the Bitbox. They sponsored us in the past. It looks pretty cool. If you have an Android phone, you can literally plug it into your Android using the USB-C if that's what you want to do. Usually we like to recommend, the air gapped ones so they never touch the internet. That's the way. And then Nico, I do have a Trezor here. I don't know if I'd recommend the Trezor 1, but for the price point, some people would like to use it. It has been around for a while. I have given them to friends, but now I think I'm going to if I'm going to give a friend a hardware wallet, I'll probably just buy them like a Jade or something just because it's so cheap. That's the hardware wallets, guys. So again, do I have to run it down or can you guys remember? Let's see. Let me see what people are saying in the chat. Actually, here, Nico, jump in. Of course, we do this bit every once in a while. There's new people in the show. I know this is kind of like it's very elementary.
It's like pick your poison, right? Like, it's really like a preference, which hardware wallet you want to use. Obviously, we're a big fan of Foundation and the Passport. But it's kind of like to your preference, and that's the beauty of Bitcoin, right? Is that it's open source, right? Like everyone could kind of just an entrepreneur could just put together a hardware wallet, a software wallet, and you get to choose as an individual which device that you want to use, right? And they all have trade-offs, they all have pros and cons, and you kind of have to decide. It's a very personal choice, what hardware wallet you want to use.
All right, perfect. All right, so some people are asking, what about this wallet, that wallet? Look, I gave you the wallets that I like, that I've used, that I can personally recommend because other Bitcoiners have recommended. So if I didn't name them, maybe think twice before taking Bitcoin into self-custody using those wallets. But we have a few in here, so let's go. Frank Arn, he goes Moon Wallet. We have John Pleb, he says Seed Signer plus Sparrow. Tyler Durden says Sparrow and Mutiny. Let's see. Agent Gold says, love my Sparrow with Cold Card. We got Actually, I just realized I should probably not dox your guys' setup, so I'm just going to name some off. Cold Card, Blockstream Jade, Blockstream Green, Blue Wallet. Blockstream Jade checks all the boxes for me at $65. Wallet of Satoshi, Trezor, Blue Wallet, Ellen Bits. Yeah, Ellen Bits is cool. Bitbox 2 combined with Sparrow. Let's see, you can scan 3 separate keys to sign a multi-sig on one device with Seed Signer. Let's see, Seed Signer, we got some of y'all are wild. Blue Wallet plus Seed Signer, Phoenix Wallet, Wallet of Satoshi to get them in the door, Ellen, Blixit, and Phoenix on own Ellen node. All right, so you guys get the deal. Someone at Opti says, I wonder if this is Copernicus trolling me. Simply Bitcoin, what's your favorite desktop wallet? I really like Sparrow. I just like the interface. I don't know. It's got everything I want. Even has features that I don't use. Electrum
is dope. Sparrow is dope. But this is the beauty of it. This is the beauty of open source. You get to pick and choose, your poison. What you want to use. Bitcoin Core, by the way, has not been mentioned.
No, I mentioned it.
Okay, you mentioned Bitcoin Core. Okay, all right. I think you did. Beauty Al's gonna be happy if he sees today's episode. I think I think we provided everyone with a variety of different tools and hardware devices to take self-custody of your Bitcoin.
Wait, sorry, I'm laughing because Opti says it's definitely Copernicus. He just docks himself. Don't bring up the comment. But yeah,
guys.
My God. Guys, this is the whole thing. Just one last bit. Look, you need to take Bitcoin into self-custody. And the beautiful thing about the Bitcoin ecosystem is there's a lot of entrepreneurs out there working on this very issue of taking Bitcoin into self-custody and doing it in a way that is not only easy and comfortable, but is safe and secure. So these are the wallets that I'm using. These are the ones that I recommend, that I will recommend to friends. I told you the mobile wallets that I'm only recommending to you guys what I use and what my friends that I trust that are, Uncle Jims in their own respects would recommend. So if I didn't recommend the wallet, I see some people recommending stuff, I wouldn't trust them. I'm not the arbiter of final truth here, but I've been around a while, and these are the stuff that I use every day that are, part of my cold storage setup. And these are the tools that I like, guys. So this is what you guys should be doing. The only thing that matters, guys, is taking Bitcoin into self-custody. There's trade-offs to them all. There's features that you might like on one and not the other. you know, there's a lot of contention in the space, and this is the beauty of a free market out there, that entrepreneurs will build stuff. You, the market, will have to try them. You, the market, will have to recommend them. So there's different price points, and I'll constantly do this for people, but at least you have some tools, some actionable tools here of taking Bitcoin into self-custody. And that's the whole thing that matters, guys, is you need to take Bitcoin into self-custody, guys. And then also, well, we haven't even got into running a node, but that'll be the next step, and UTXO management and all that stuff.
Definitely get your hands on a Start9. That's the one I personally use. You could build one. You know, there's other companies as well, like our previous sponsor, Nodl. You know, it's your choice. I personally use the Start9. Personally use the Foundation Passport. It's awesome, but you know, you gotta pick your poison. You gotta go with what makes you happy, and that comment is absolutely hilarious. All right, everybody, let's get to the meme review.
The Daily Meme Review.
All right, guys. Well, this is the meme review where you guys send us memes either in our Telegram group, t.me/simplybitcointv, or you tag me on Twitter at simplybitcointv, or my personal account at Optimus Fields. Excuse me. We're getting a lot of notifications on the Simply Bitcoin TV account now, so maybe tag me. Tag your favorite memers. Tag your own memes.
Dude,
join the
join the Telegram group.
We broke 1,000 on Telegram. Let's go. Shouts out to Darth Armad down there. Showed us yesterday. I think we're past 1,000 now. So shouts out to everyone in there. Go hang out in there. t.me/simplybitcointv. Drop memes in there. Drop the tweet, or I mean, sometimes you could just drop the meme, and if it's a good one, I'll put it on the show somehow. Anyways, tweets are the bullets, memes are the artillery. We are in an information war, and you are frontline soldiers. So continue to spread the signal. Continue to incept the idea of freedom into the minds of the masses, and help them escape the fiat matrix. Anyway, actually, on a totally other point. I saw this. It was basically a meme, and it was saying how a lot of content creators, influencers out there, are basically just not really giving you actionable advice, and they're just trying to pump their numbers and you know, get traffic to them. And it made me realize just like how much I love our show, Nico, is because we cover the news, we keep you informed, but also we constantly try to give you as much, not only Bitcoin advice, but life advice as possible so that you can be a better person. This is the whole thing about this journey, is becoming a better person, living a good life, saving in Bitcoin, getting your wealth right, getting your mind right, your body right, all of that stuff. And it really just makes me understand, Nico, we're doing a good job over here. I don't know, that totally side tangent. But anyways, here's the memes. First and foremost is Maxi's Club, and it goes 532 BB. And it goes, if you are looking for a sign, this is it. Buy some Bitcoin. You need to have some Bitcoin. And we got little Bitcoiners over here, and we even got a Bitcoiner. Is that a Bitcoiner? Or is it? Oh, it's a Fed.
It's a little pep. Yeah, it looks like it. All right, next one.
Keep stacking sats, staying humble, and staying solvent. This next meme is by Svetsky Writes, and it goes, running #ETH. And we got this running ETH, and it looks like Vitalik, but like drained of life and just like barely able to run. And then we got running BTC, and we got this mega Chad just burning it, putting the burners on. Run a Bitcoin node. This is all we got to say. This next one is by Durgigi, and he goes, bring back freedom of speech. As we're seeing constantly, there is an active fight against freedom of speech. Say what you want about Elon Musk and Twitter or X, but freedom of speech is obviously becoming a defining conversation right now. And I've recently doubled down on Nostr. I really like Nostr. I even did a tweet. Like, it blows my mind that I can do a tweet and people send me sats. Like, it really blows my mind. Like, don't do that, but I will take your sats. It just like, it blows my mind. Anyways, Gigi goes, bring back freedom of speech. And he goes, a meme here, it's like, it looks like, you know, my cousin here of Avato going into a portal, and it goes, it's Twitter, but you get paid, ? Nostr. And then someone goes, adios. And he's going into the Nostr portal because, like, bro, it really blows my mind. You know, been on Twitter for what? Since 2017. Never gotten a sat for a tweet. You go on Nostr, you get stats for tweets.
We are getting paid now, though.
I know, but I'm talking my personal account. My personal account on Twitter. Dude, you put a good thought, people send you sats. Anyways, I'm sure you guys saw all the drama yesterday about BitBoy getting arrested.
That was fucking nuts.
That was nuts. And everyone was talking about it. Well, shouts out to Copernicus's son 6 on Twitter, and he just goes popcorn. And here's a live shot of him when he was getting arrested. And he goes, "It was at this moment he realized he should have stayed humble and stacked sat and stayed solvent." You know, again, guys, I don't like to kick a horse while it's down, but it's a good meme. You know, stay humble, stack sats, stay solvent. This is the way. Anyways, this next meme is by the BTC therapist, and he goes, "Fix the money, fix the world, hashtag BTC." And I think we've seen this one for a while, but I don't know, maybe it's hitting harder considering recent events. And he goes, "My parents in their 30s, buy a home, start a family. Me in my 30s, buy Bitcoin, fix the world, buy a home, and start a family in that order. This is the way." And the last one is by @V4BTC. And he goes, "Hashtag Bitcoin is the black hole that will suck in everything. You cannot trust what someone else controls. Wake up and spread the message." And I didn't even know we were going to be talking about Chase Bank today, but here we got this portal, black hole with the Bitcoin logo in here, AI generation. And this is the way, guys. Bitcoin will take in all.
It's a black hole, dude. It's a black hole, 100%. So first of all, shout out to our audience on Rumble. I think we break another all-time high. We have 74 people watching us on Rumble. Freaking awesome. We appreciate y'all from over there. Guys, if you can't find us on YouTube for whatever reason, you can find us on Twitter or Rumble, 12:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, rain or shine. So definitely check us out there. In terms of my score, I'm going to give it this like strange Bitcoin sticker, because it's not like
a knockoff Bitcoin.
It's like a knockoff Bitcoin sticker. Yeah. What would you give those memes?
All right, I'm gonna give it this half-drinking watermelon sparkling water by Waterloo.
Ooh, okay.
I was trying to get normal sparkling water. All they had was watermelon. It's pretty delicious.
Okay.
Not gonna lie.
All right, everybody. Before we get to the scores, I want to give a shout out to our merch. Check it out.
Yeah, support the show, guys. If you like what we do,
support the show. It really helps us get some merch, represent, and check out. We pay attention to detail. Bitcoin or slavery. It's all in the stitching. It's high quality. Our boys over at Represent LTD are the ones that make the shirt. They are the ones that made this merch as well. So you definitely want to get yourself some Simply Bitcoin merch. Scan the QR code, and of course you could pay in Bitcoin. All right, everybody.
And of course we will get you hats and other merch. We're talking with artists and all that good stuff.
Yeah. All right. So first score by Elaine. Opti finds epic music for meme review. Watchers and likes skyrocket. Music feeds for Bitcoin. We found one, but we haven't added it yet. It's coming.
Oh, man.
The P-Man van. Me crossing a border with 0.5 on my moon and have nothing to declare. Okay, I like that. Next score by Opti. Opti says, "My score is like nature, pockets and open dimes." All right, next score by Skip Down the Road. Meme score 3.4 Drakens. Next score by UTXO. My score is Opti's love of big succulent watermelons. All right.
I love watermelons.
Robert Virthmoth says 1,000 Bencoin. What the fuck, dude? You're in the wrong.
Were they that bad?
You're in the wrong show, dude. All right. The Bitcoin for Canadians, I give the memes autumn leaves falling and Bitcoin pumping. Next one by Frank Arn, I give the memes if there is no internet, how can Bitcoin survive? Normie question. I got that the other day. Next one by Philip Russo. Opti getting arrested while a guard is in his trunk. Oh man, we were talking about trunks this morning. Planet Earth, run a node, fam, and Kim Gage.
Don't read Kim's. No.
Oh man.
Nico
All
got
right.
trolled.
We are out of time. Guys, if you enjoyed the show, you know what to do. Smash that like button. Consider subscribing if you feel like we provided you value. But the number one thing you could do to help push the peaceful Bitcoin revolution is share Bitcoin content. Don't just share this content, share all Bitcoin content. We love you all. If you want to join the after party, we are holding it down with our friends over at Swan Bitcoin. Best place to build your Bitcoin stack on Twitter Spaces. Shout out to the best producer in the game, producer Jacob. So join Opti if you want to continue the conversation. Go on Twitter, open your Twitter app or the X app, and go to Simply Bitcoin or go to the Swan, and you could find our Twitter Spaces, and you could join in there. Ask to get brought up on stage and be join part of the conversation. So, guys, we appreciate you all. Thank you so much for tuning into Simply Bitcoin. We'll see you tomorrow with Dell for another episode of Simply Bitcoin Live. Peace out, y'all.
Twitter changed up some stuff. So our show is live directly in the Twitter feed right next to our spaces now.